Hello, friends. Welcome to Level Up with Debbie Neal. I am your host. There is nowhere I would rather be than right here, right now with you. This podcast is all about leveling up in all aspects of our lives. Thank you for being here. I am so grateful. I'm excited to be on this journey with you. Together, we are leveling up. You ready? Hello, my Level Up friends. I am excited to be here with you today. Every week, I'm excited to be here with you today. Before we dive into what we're going to talk about today, I just wanted to touch on last week's podcast. So if you haven't had an opportunity to listen to it, please go back and catch up. So the whole idea of it was really the power of giving. And so I came back from a mission trip. So myself and also a top leader in my company, Miranda Burcham, we just talked about our experience. We went on a mission of hope mission trip, and we were there working with refugees from Haiti who have come to the Dominican Republic. And there were so many lessons in that particular trip. Everything we do, there's always lessons. But we were also we were coming to you with a mission that we had, and there is 11 million meals that are ready to come to feed the literal children that are on the brink of starvation. So if you don't know what's going on in Haiti, it's overtaken by gangs, and there are children, innocent families completely dying of starvation because they cannot work, they cannot get food. And so there has been enough money raised for 11 million meals, and they're sitting in containers. And for those containers to come to the shores of Haiti, we are on a mission to raise $1 million. So I believe we've raised about $400,000 by now. We have a deadline by October 1. So I shared that vision with all of you, and every single donation counts. But I also put some things that I could offer you, maybe my time, because a lot of times I get messages for, do you do coaching? Well, I don't do coaching. I am a top leader in a network marketing company. So I obviously coach the people in my business. And I do this podcast not only for people in my company, but for the entire, not only direct selling profession, but just in general. So this is kind of my way of giving back and sharing my knowledge and my tools. However, there are different increments where you alone or you and your team could be earning private things. So the money would 100% go to Mission of Hope. I have the link several places, and then maybe you'd want to level up and kind of utilize my time with your resources, and together we can make such a big difference. So go back and listen to that episode. Also share it with every single person you know, because together we can do so much. So today's podcast, I want to talk about influence. Influence is such an interesting word, especially in today's world. And I know I did a podcast a while back about being an influencer versus having influence. And so an influencer in today's world is, oh my gosh, maybe it's the amount of followers you have. Maybe you're selling 14 different things. Maybe, you're sharing links about things. And trust me, I love following. I follow influencers, and I follow this one woman, she has like a link to stuff on Target. I'm like, oh, I love this. Let me order it. Okay. But that is very different than having influence. And so if you're a listener, not only in the network marketing profession, but in any type of profession that you're looking to grow your leadership, it's all about raising your influence and becoming this leader. So I love network marketing profession so much. And I said yes to this business for me 18 years ago for the earning potential. Like I saw the earning potential. I saw it was average. I saw it was typical. I saw what the potential was. And I was like, okay, I'm so in. I could figure this out. But the growth that I've experienced as a human, as a leader in the last 18 years is the real gift. And it shows up in every single area of our life. So here's the thing about the network marketing profession, and you can apply this to any profession. We all come to the table with something very special and very unique, but that will only get us so far. So maybe for you, it was discipline. Maybe it was work ethic. Maybe it was passion to serve others. Maybe it was a hunger for more. Maybe it was that you love a challenge. Maybe it was something different. Maybe it was all of it. People will join you because of who you are. They will stay with you because of who you become. And that begins and ends with your level of influence. So we're always growing and evolving. Some of the best advice I could give you to succeed is to constantly be expanding, to be planted, to grow your leadership, to grow your level of influence. So what is influence? It's leadership. It's the ability to inspire people to move. Some of us came to the table with a different level of influence, a certain level, and others don't have very much. But either way, you can be incredibly successful. And that is why we say don't compare, because you can't compare somebody's point A to point Z. So today, I'm going to be going over some tips to grow your influence and to become the leader that other people would want to follow. And quite honestly, you guys, we've talked about these things in multiple podcasts, but I really don't think people understand how important they are. Like a lot of times you see a business, okay, let me sign up, let me get an ID, let me do what people say. Maybe you succeed, maybe you're it's not happening so quickly, whatever the case may be, but I need you to realize something. Businesses work, people don't. And to succeed in the network marketing profession, it does take more than just effort. It takes evolution, and it takes growing your influence. And influence is that ability to move people. It's the ability that people would want to follow you, learn from you, grow from you, look up to you. Okay. So we're going to go over some things today that are actually really simple. They're really, really simple. And most people don't realize how valuable they are. So number one, we're going to talk about showing up. Like, we're not talking rocket science here. We're talking about showing up. Now, you know what I love so much about this profession? It could be a hobby to you. It could be so much more to you. Like for me, I was like, this industry has the potential that I could build a multi-million-dollar business. But I need to take that very seriously. So I worked for what I wanted. Like I wanted a multi-million-dollar business. So how would someone who has a multi-million-dollar business show up? One of the things is you show up every chance. So I know, like for me, when I started my business, there was no, Zoom. We weren't doing things on Instagram. Wherever I had the opportunity to be in the room where somebody was where I was, I went. Success isn't convenient. I didn't care if I was inconvenienced. If I heard there was a top leader giving a presentation, I was sitting at their feet. If I heard they were giving an opportunity presentation, I showed up. I had guests. I sat in the front row. And you guys, I was doing this. People are like, how much money have you earned? I'm like, nothing yet. But I was showing up like the leader that somebody would want to follow. People don't follow us because of our success. People don't follow us because of our accolades. They don't follow us on our laurels. This is not a do as I once did business. It's a do as I'm currently doing business. So showing up, are you a student? Are you the best student? Are you showing up to Zooms? And again, I've talked about this on multiple calls, and I'm not here to judge, but like, it amazes me how many people get on a Zoom call with your camera off. Now, look, I'm saying this with love. I don't care. It's your business. That's what I love about this profession. It's your business. But if you want to be a person with influence, show your face. Be sitting up. I mean, for goodness sakes, it's a Zoom. You only have to look decent from the waist up. But think of, who's a top person in your company, in your industry. Who do you look up to? Who do you emulate? Who do you want to be like? We say don't compare, but there's people that are like, I strive to be more like, okay? How do they show up to a Zoom? I mean, people are just like, oh, and let me tell you something, and I'm going to be real. You guys know I'm brutally honest. 3/4 of the people that have their camera off, they're doing it for my benefit or whoever's running that call benefit. Like, I'm here. Yeah. If you have your camera off, but you're cooking and you're doing laundry or you're taking care of your kids. And again, I'm not here to judge, but that's just not the way. I mean, think about it. Chances are, if you're like that, you don't have a team on. Or if your team is on, they're all with their cameras off. They don't see the call as a priority. And you know what I love so much about this business? You never have to do what I say. You can do whatever you want. But you're listening to Level Up with Debbie Neal, and you're here because you want to level up. But sometimes we need to hear the truth. When I get texts all the time, I can't get on because this, I can't get on because that. I have this, and I'm saying this level, I don't care. Like, I legit don't care. Not that I don't care about you, but I don't care. I've never in my 18 years of building this business sent a text to somebody as to why. There have been a handful of times in my career that I put my camera off. Okay. And that's one of those things that I want to get on to hear the trainer, but I had something that particular night, and I just couldn't make it a priority. I understand why my camera's off, but it's not a regular thing. But 99.99999% of the time, my camera's on. Okay. Get in your car, go to in person, go to events, go to trainings, sit front row, bring guests, bring a team, walk into the room and light it up, shadow people that are where you want to be, learn, practice your presentation over and over again so you can show up like a leader. Dress the part. I know, look, nobody likes to be comfortable more than me. I am the queen of comfort. I come home from a meeting, I go directly up to my room. I go in my closet because I pretty much change in my closet. This way, if anything's clean, I put it directly upstairs, hang it up, and it doesn't end up on my tub. Okay. But I immediately put on my sweatpants. I love every single thing about sweatpants. But when I see people in like ripped jeans or t-shirts or, all of these things, and I'm like, look, again, I'm not here to judge, but if you want to grow your business, if you want to grow your influence, if you want to become somebody that people want to follow, you've got to show up like that person today. And somebody could listen and be like, easy for you to say, Debbie Neal. You could go out and you could buy an outfit. I could. I worked really hard for 18 years to be able to do things like that. However, when I first started, money definitely was an issue. Money was a conversation in our household. I was a big Ann Taylor Loft shopper at the time. I mean, I'm not against it. I just can't remember the last time I was at Ann Taylor Loft, but that was like my jam. And so I walked in the back. I went to the sale rack. I got 3, pairs of pants, trousers, 3 solid shirts, a pair of heels, and I rotated them. But I walked in like the leader that I desired to be. How do you speak, right? All of these things, showing up is really huge in growing your level of influence, because some people are like, I don't have a team yet, right? Like when I have a team, of course I'm going to put my camera on. When I have a team, of course I'm going to go to the meetings. When I have a team, of course I'm going to go to the conferences. Newsflash, you're not going to have a team until you start going first. Leaders go first. They build the arc. They build the influence. That is what attracts people into your business. Okay. What did I say at the beginning? People will join you because of who you are or who you aren't. Okay. Or maybe they won't join you because of who you are, but they're going to stay with you because of the person you become. So we're on this mission to constantly evolve. Number 2, stand in your vision. We talk about vision all the time, but it's really easy to have like a vision day 1 of the month. I've got a vision, and it's really big. Everybody's got these big visions. January 1, right? New Year's resolution. This is what I'm creating this year. This is what I'm doing. Yes, stand in it. You become a person of influence when you stand in your vision. Has everything always gone my way? No. Is there sometimes that I feel that I'm literally starring in my own Jerry Springer episode? Yes. But I stand in my vision. I'm convicted in my vision. And so what's happened over the 18 years of growing my influence, the people who know me, they trust me. They know that I'm going to carry out my vision. They know that no matter what comes my way, I am true to the vision. I will cast the vision. I cast my vision boldly and often. And so if that's not you yet, that's also why your business is not growing yet. Visionaries have a vision and daily practice that. Like, what's your vision out loud? Where will you be by the end of this month? Where will you be in 3 months? Where will you be at year end? Where will you be at your next conference? Where will you be in a year or 5 years? Hold true to it no matter what happens. See, here's the thing. Visionaries are constant creators. They're constant creators. They see with their mind. They see what they want to see. They use their imagination. And so most people, they look at their business through this tiny little straw. Like whatever they see at the other end, they see what is, and they allow the current circumstances, the current team, the current economy, the current nonsense going on social media. They allow that to control their energy, their vision, and how they show up. So if you want to grow your influence, which is growing your leadership, which will grow your network marketing business. Now, obviously, we know all of this. You need to be in activity, right? Which we're going to get to. But think about this. If you have a vision one day and then no vision the next day, and then you stop casting it, Like, you're going to have attrition on your team. You're going to have people not joining you because you're running your business on your emotion. And people don't want a business run on emotion. Business is run on work ethic, on vision, on belief, on collaboration, on unity, on energy. Okay. That's what a business runs on, and that's what a business grows on. So, number 3, do what you say you are going to do. It's really easy to make a declaration in an emotional state, right? But commitment is doing what you said you were going to do long after the time you said it in has passed. Now, listen, there's going to be times you declare a goal and you don't hit it. Number one, we say this all the time, but you need to really get internal and ask yourself why. Did you give it every single thing you have? Could you have done more? Did you work with unwavering faith? Did you apply extraordinary effort, right? Because again, we talk about this, but a lot of times when we don't miss a goal, that when we do miss a goal, it's one of two things. We either tried to bargain with the price, or we just didn't want it bad enough. But either way, are you willing to get up next month and do it again? Live in your word. This is where we're going, team. Because let me tell you, when you cast a vision for your next level and you have a team, this is not about you. Please don't make it about you. Please don't let your ego set in. I understand if you declare a goal and you don't hit it, it like hurts, but you've enrolled an entire team of that. Like, we're going here or we're going there, whatever the management ranks are in your company. You've enrolled people, you've called people, you've strategized with people, you breathe life into people. Then you don't miss a goal. And then it's like, wow, wow, wow. We don't see you the first 4 days of the month because what? What? Like what? So if you want to grow your influence, be a person of your word, follow through, be someone that other people can count on. Do you ever have that friend that you just know, like, something's going to come up? Like, they just have that reputation, like something's going to come up. In fact, when you get that text, it's like, what is it now? Like, I knew they weren't going to be there, right? That's all connected to influence. Like, that's what somebody says about you. If somebody has to say, are you going to this conference? Are you going to be at this meeting? Are you going to be on the call? Are you going to, what they're saying is you don't normally follow through. They don't see you as somebody that normally follows through. So you want to be someone that other people can count on. That means if somebody quits your business, you still show up. Friends, do you know how many people I've had quit in 18 years? They don't, I mean, it is what it is. If someone says no, you still show up, right? I've done events, in-person events, where I was the only person there, and there was dip and hummus and whatever. I was the captain of the dip club. I ate the whole darn thing. And it is what it is. I mean, I was still showing up. Business went on. So no matter what, you show up like the leader that you're aspiring to be. That's how you build influence. When you think of a successful brand that sells online, like Skims, Bombas socks, Gymshark, you think of their amazing product or their social media. But what is often overlooked is the business behind that business that makes selling for customers online simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify because it is home of the number one checkout on the planet. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Bombas uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/level up, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/level up to upgrade your selling today. Number 4, build your energy. Our energy is our trademark. People are either going to be attracted to your energy or they're going to be repelled by your energy. And I'm saying this with so much love. There are people that if I'm around them for 2 minutes, I'm like, I have got to get away from their energy. They're heavy. They're negative. And let me tell you something. In this business, if you were to say, I just want to let you know, I'm not quitting, you've just made an announcement that you're quitting. I've been doing this business for 18 years. I've never said that. Like, your brain only hears quitting. So if you're walking around, I was supposed to have 5 guests and nobody came up, that's energy that's really heavy. You're making it about you. You can feel somebody's energy for miles. So when you think about influence, there's 2 types of people. There's somebody that lights up the room when they walk into the room, and there's somebody that lights up the room when they walk out of the room. And the reality is, let's be real, people, there are some of you that are lighting up the room when you leave, and you can change that because heavy energy doesn't build influence. People want to be around light, energetic, loving, chaos, good, growing, positive, grateful energy. That is the type of energy that grows influence. It inspires people to be more, and it inspires people to move. So growing your energy is hand in hand with growing your influence. And growing your influence is one of the major components to building a successful network marketing business. Number 5, be consistent. Be consistent. It's the little things. It's the little things that make all. Everybody wants this big explosion in their business. They're praying for this big explosion. Maybe this superstar to come in, this special to come out, this big thing. Everyone wants success. Success is found in your daily habits. It's being consistent with your word. Do what you say and say what you mean. Be consistent with your goals. Set goals every month. Stay true to them. Follow through. Work your business every single day. The lines don't close till the last day at whatever single time it is in your company. Like, don't just set a goal and then if you're off on the 10th, I'm so busy, I've got this, you're not available for your team. That doesn't build trust. It doesn't build influence. Be consistent with your activity. Be consistent with your activity. That's how you get results. Be consistent with your standards. It's not like we own a bonus 1 month because we had a great month and then we're okay with slacking off for 2 months. You need to push yourself. You need to be uncomfortable. You need to raise your own bar. Be consistent with your activity, your standards, your mindset. Look, it's really easy to have a great mindset when everything goes our way. You want to be consistent and have that positive, grateful leadership mindset, that winning mindset, no matter what comes your way. Be consistent with your gratitude. I've had a really interesting 24 hours. I really can't go into it on this podcast, nor do I want to, because it definitely felt like I was hit in the face with a 2x4. But I will tell you, as much as I really didn't expect what was going to go down in the last 24 hours, I found so many reasons to be grateful for it. Like, God is so good. He's so good. And sometimes he sees things that we don't see and it brings it to our attention. And number one, I need to be grateful for that. But I found so many things to be grateful for. And then that helps me be consistent with my positive mindset, right? Be consistent with showing up. Be the person that people can rely on. Be the leader that's leading the ship. Number 6, be excellent. Excellence is not a skill, it's a habit. So, how do you define excellence? Like that's a hypothetical question. And as you grow your level of influence, the goal is to grow your level of influence. You are the example, you are the bar, you are showing the way. So think about this when you think about excellence. If everyone on your team was doing exactly what you were doing, what would that look like? So you want to be excellent with your words. Be excellent with your standards. Be excellent when it comes to earning bonuses and incentives. Be excellent with filling your calendar. Be excellent with showing up. Showing up is one thing, but showing up like a top leader is another. And that's how you grow your influence. Number 7, lean in. I did a podcast and it was called Lean In. And honestly, it deserves a whole podcast. And if you haven't listened to that one, I would recommend you scroll back. I definitely think I did it a couple of years ago. And so what do I mean by leaning in? When you're building in the network marketing profession and you're going for some of the larger goals, especially, you're going to feel off target from time to time. But I need you to remember that that's a mindset, because numbers are an illusion. They're facts, but they're also an illusion. We get to decide the value that we put on that number. We get to decide the value that we put on that number. So, one of the things that I always teach is that you want to close your month a few times. You want to close it on the 15th. You want to close it on the 21st. And then you want to close it on the last day of the month. And so what that teaches you how to do is create momentum, set goals, set deadlines, because we start to take on a different level of energy when something is a set deadline. And so what happens when you feel off target, it's really easy. Most people I'm not feeling it, right? And I'm not feeling it. It's the 10th, it's the 15th. I feel really far off. So they're kind of like, I'm out for a little bit, like next month, like next month, next month, next month. They're not saying that out loud, but they are. And again, I say this all the time. FYI, it's not going to be next month. It's not going to be next year. No, it's not. Not until you stop with your nonsense. Okay. So lean into the growth, lean into the lesson, lean into the obstacle, because the obstacle is the way. And as you're growing to that next level, every single one of us, basically, the longer we stay where we are, we put a cement ceiling on our entire organization. Like when we stay where we are, people are like, oh, and I really, I'm good at this level. I'm satisfied at this level. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize this business was about you. I'm good at this income level. Oh, so that means ideally nobody else is in your organization is going to make that money, because you'll never be able to teach them how to, because you need to get out of the way. Okay. So, and I don't believe anybody that says I'm good here is good here. It's just that they want to give themselves permission to not work to their potential. So lean in. So if you feel off target, you push in, you dig your heels even harder. I remember I've told the story many times, but it was early on in my business, and I was going for this really big goal, and I had to hit this certain number, and there was a leader on my team that was actually half that number. She was half that number when the number hit on the 15th of the month, and I cried. I was like, she's half my business. What if I get passed? Because that's what I love about the network marketing profession. Somebody can pass you. Like if I decide to slow down, somebody could have passed me, which is good. We don't want to hold people back. Somebody could also come into my business tomorrow and out earn me. That's what I love about it. But that'll keep me on my toes. Like, anybody that wants to, game on. So my point is, I felt really upset and I felt really scared. I was very young in my influence and I was very young in my level of leadership. And I cried for 24 hours. It like paralyzed me. And then I was like, you know what, Deb, you need to lean in. You need to dig your heels in. You need to cheer her on, but you need to run faster. So I wasn't competing with her, but I was competing with my best self. If you want to lead your team, you need to go first, right? There's sometimes people pass you and you really can't control it, but sometimes we lay down on the side of the road. Sometimes we're afraid to push. Sometimes we let it happen. Okay. So you want to be far enough ahead of your team that you inspire them, right? But you also want to be walking beside them so you like really motivate them. Okay, number 8, set a goal and see it through. Kind of goes hand in hand in what we were just talking with, but you set a goal and you see it through no matter what. Maybe it'll happen in your timeline, maybe it won't, but you set a goal and you do not release that goal from your vocabulary or your actions till you see it through. So if you tell your team, this is what we're doing, this is what we're creating, this is our deadline, we're doing it, and you every day you breathe it. And if you carry it through, no matter what happens, you guys, and it really sounds, I don't know, insensitive. I had a lot of personal stuff. What went on with me in the last 24 hours was a personal, real thing. It was a life thing that I did not see coming my way. Business still goes on. The podcast still goes on. And people are like, oh my gosh, you're just stoic and maybe you don't have feelings. No, I totally do. But I'm a leader. And there's people that I've committed to. There's people that you guys wait for an episode to drop on Monday. In my business, I did a meeting last night. I launched somebody's business in their home. You do it anyway. You figure it out. So you set a goal and you see it through. Good will come up, bad will come up, obstacles will come up, but we can't let the feelings of emotion or defeat or doubt or unworthiness creep in, because you don't grow your influence that way. You grow your influence when people are like, wow, he's still doing it. She's still doing it. They're following this through. We're all growing to the next level because we rise by lifting others. And when you don't see your goal through, you're not coaching people to their fullest potential. You're just not. Number 9, be positive. Being positive grows your level of influence. People don't want to be around people negative. They don't want to be around heavy people. They don't want to be around people complaining. You can be totally right and you still don't need to do it. There's been times in my business, especially, I have a lot of men in my business, but it is a primarily more women on my particular team than men. And when you put a lot of women sometimes in a situation, there could be like situations. And there's been times where I really wanted to be, don't hang out with this one. They might not be the best influencer. I know what this person is saying, but I was like, I can't do that. That's not my place. Everybody is an independent. They all have their own ID. They're all running their own business. I have to be positive. I have to be the example, because eventually the truth always comes out. So be positive no matter what happens. Even if there's something that maybe my company does or puts out that I don't agree with, I can't really think of many times, but let's say I think like I own my company. I can only speak positive about my company. I don't complain about my company because my team looks to me for influence, right? My industry. I have so much respect for my industry. I have so much love for my industry. I'm just positive. Now I'm human. There's times that I don't feel so great. Last 24 hours example, but I found things to be positive about, right? When you are positive, people want to be around you. They want to learn from you. They want to be in your presence. And all of that grows your level of influence. Number 10, get excited and stay excited. People want to join something fun. They want to join something moving. They want to be around somebody who's in motion. They want to be around something that's energetic, attractive, you know, full of potential, abundance. And when you're excited about your business, when you're excited about your vision, when you're excited about your goals, when you're excited about all the upcoming meetings, when you're excited about, trainings that are coming up, when you're rallying people to go with you, when you're doing an event, you're inviting people, when you're creating activity and telling your team about it, when you're growing to the next level and sharing your success, when you have people on your team promoting and you're sharing that, you as a leader need to get excited and stay excited and stay excited no matter what. I mean, even if somebody says, "How's your business?" It's incredible. It could be incredibly good or incredibly bad, but you want to stay excited and stay in that energy, because when you're really true to your vision, then you're going to see it through. So influence is the ability to move people, guides people. That's your influence. It isn't forced and it isn't manipulation. People aren't going to follow you simply because maybe you're their upline or you brought them in. Respect and influence, they're earned. A leader of influence inspires others towards success. A leader of influence is not only a good teacher, but a really good student. A leader of influence makes other people feel important. They build relationships. They're the example. Being a leader of influence builds your confidence. So be a really good listener. Surround yourself with really positive people. Fight for things that matter. Be a stand for good. Be willing to change. Build trust. Here's a hypothetical question, and it's actually one of the most important pieces of influence. Can people count on you? Can people count on you? Can they count on you in good times? Can they count on you in bad times? Can they count on you in dark times? Will you be here in 5 years? People will only follow people they trust. So develop that winning mindset. Realize this business, this profession grows you as a human being. Leadership is influence. So are you ready to become, right, who you are really meant to be? If you want big results, it requires you to be bigger, right? Where you are today, where all of us are today, will only get us so far. It's growing to the next level, and it's growing our level of influence, because the greater our level of influence, the more people we are going to inspire to be more, have more, and do more. Influence is the ability to move people into action. Love you, friends.